Hi guys, today we are going to discuss about a company called Varun Beverages Limited. So the idea is to focus on the growth of the company despite there are certain challenges. So if you look at the population growth of India, it is approximately between 1 to 2%, while Varun Beverages is growing at 25% per annum, approximately. How does this happen? So we are just trying to understand what are the growth drivers which has helped Varun Beverages to grow at that pace by the population growth of 1%. Let us jump right into the topic. So how come the population growth is 1% while the growth of Varun Beverages Limited is approximately 25%? So if we just want to summarize all the factors which could be there, and we are going to discuss more details, but this is the summary of all the different key growth drivers which are helping Varun Beverages Limited to grow at such a good pace. So the factors are urbanization, premiumization, rural electrification, and African operation. So if you look at all these different factors, four of these, and if you add them, then it is going to be approximately 20 to 25%, which is the growth for Varun Beverages Limited. Now let us try to understand them one by one. So now if we look at the urbanization and rising disposable incomes, which is pretty obvious that the Indian urban population is growing, and also it is growing faster than the population growth of India, which is approximately 2.3%. Also, the consumer spend is 2.5x more on beverages than rural counterparts. The rising per capita income, and in the tier 2 and 3 cities, Varun Beverages Limited has expanded its distribution by approximately 15%, which has helped. So this is one of the key drivers and the reason for growth. Another is product mix diversification and premiumization. So now if we look at premiumization, that means there are smaller SKUs and higher margin products like Sting energy drinks, which is growing at 25% year on year. And there is also a portfolio expansion. If you look at the portfolio of Varun Beverages Limited now as compared to what it was earlier, you can see that there is a significant proportion of non-carbonated segment, which is water and juices and dairy. So all these, they contribute approximately 26% of the revenue now, and there the growth is going to be more. Now rural market penetration. This is very important because the next step for growing is rural market. Earlier the challenge there was that there was not much electrification, but now with the current electrification of the rural market, the penetration can be higher, and now the rural areas account for 35% of sales for Varun Beverages. Apart from that, there are also international operations. That means in Africa, which contribute to 18% of total volumes, and growing at 30% year on year, which is a pretty significant growth. If we talk of operational efficiency, the margin expansion has improved by to 23.1% in 2023 through PET cost optimization and production scale. If you look at capacity utilization, there are new plants which have come up in Himachal Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, and because of this, the logistics has reduced by 8%, adding to the profitability of the company. So those were the major factors which are helping Varun Beverages Limited to grow at such a good growth. But how long will this growth sustain? We are just also trying to understand how long can Varun Beverages sustain this type of growth. So there could be a risk of saturation, and if you look at all these different segments, urban carbonated drinks, which is going to mature, rural carbonated soft drinks, there the saturation risk is low till 2030. Basically we are trying to understand the growth impact for the next 5 to 8 years, and there is a new segment called energy drinks, where the growth impact is very high, which is 20 to 25% CAGR, and the saturation risk is moderate in this segment. Then we have the non-carbonated drinks, juices, dairies, bottled water. There also the growth impact is going to be high and the saturation is low. Now we are going to understand these one by one. So for growing you need rural penetration. That means you need access to the unserved areas of the market, and rural areas happen to be such market which can really help Varun Beverages Limited to expand. So now only 35% of rural households have access to organized beverage distribution, and VBL's rural chilling infrastructure has expanded by 15% in 2023. So that means it is trying to make inroads into the rural markets, which is going to help it. Also, the per capita consumption of India's annual beverage consumption is approximately 50 liter versus 300 liters in developed countries. So this could also become a major driver for Varun Beverages. Now, if we have the portfolio consistency with premiumization, that can also help Varun Beverages. For example, if you look at Sting Energy drink, which is growing at 25% year on year in India, and it is contributing 12% of the revenue. The global energy drink market grows at 6.75% CAGR, with India among the fastest adopters. So the global market is growing 6% and the market in India is growing at 12%. Now, if you look at the non-CSD segments, juices and dairy now account for approximately 26% of revenues, aligning with health trends. So there is a increasing trend that people don't want to get too much into carbonated soft drinks. So they would be going for non-CSDs, maybe juices, dairies, and Varun Beverages is already aware of that. That's why they are trying to provide these different products to the customers. Apart from this, Varun Beverages is also going to grow through geographical expansion in Africa, which we already know of, and there are also new Indian facilities, new plants in Gondi and Jabalpur, which is focusing on targeting the underserved areas. Now, if you look at the operational efficiency, margin protection, PET recycling and energy optimization reduced cost by 8%. And asset turnover, the capacity utilization has improved to 78%, and it was less earlier, for example 65% in 2020. So there is an increasing trend in capacity utilization for the existing plants, enabling scalability without new capex for the company. So if you look at all these factors, it looks like that Varun Beverages Limited has got the right mix of product portfolio and right approach to serve the underserved areas of the Indian economy as well as the underserved area of the global economy, which happens to be Africa. And these two growth drivers, along with the health trend addressal, is going to help Varun Beverages Limited to grow at the existing rate of 20 to 25% for the next at least 5 to 6 years, and it could be even 2-3 years more on top of that. Hope you like this video. If you like this video and you want us to continue make such videos giving you insights into different companies, please do like, comment and share. Thank you.